The Kansas prairie woke slowly under a blanket of golden sunlight. Warm light spilled across endless grass, quiet cabins, and a world that felt both peaceful and painfully lonely. Inside one small cabin, Rosie Carter stood by a wooden table, kneading dough with tired hands, her heart heavier than the bread she was making. She wiped flour from her hands and paused for a moment. 3 years she had lived out here, feeding strangers, serving cowhands, and pretending she didn't feel invisible. But loneliness doesn't disappear. It sits quietly, waiting for moments like this. Then suddenly, a shadow filled the doorway. Rosie froze. She didn't need to look to know someone important had arrived. The air itself felt different, heavy. Still, when she finally looked up, there he was, Caleb Stone, the biggest rancher for miles. A man built like the land itself, strong, silent, and impossible to ignore. Sunlight framed him like a legend, but his eyes held something deeper. Rosie's hand stopped moving. Her breath caught in her chest. She had heard the stories, how he built everything from nothing, how he trusted no one, and now he stood here in her doorway. Her eyes dropped instinctively to the metal pot hanging nearby. She saw her reflection, the round face, the tired eyes, the woman she had learned to hide from the world. "No one loves a girl like me," she whispered, her voice barely louder than the wind outside. "But I can cook." The words hurt even as she said them, because she believed them. Caleb didn't interrupt. He didn't laugh. He just stood there, watching her like he was trying to understand something deeper than her words. Then he spoke, calm, steady. "I'm not looking for love," he said quietly. "I'm looking for someone who knows what care tastes like." And just like that, something shifted. By noon, Rosie was packing her few belongings. Fear still sat in her chest, but beneath it, something new had begun to grow. Maybe this wasn't just another day. The ranch stretched further than she imagined. Endless land, men working under the sun, laughter echoing through the air. But as she walked past, the laughter changed. "She's a new cook," one cowboy whispered. "Looks like she could eat half the kitchen." Their laughter hit harder than any storm. But Rosie didn't stop walking. She stepped into the kitchen quietly, closing the door behind her like it was a shield. This place, this fire, this flour, this was where she knew who she was. Her hands moved with purpose. Cutting, mixing, shaping. The world outside didn't matter here. In this space, she wasn't judged. She was needed. The fire crackled as steam rose from pots. Bread baked golden. Stew simmered slowly. Every dish carried something deeper than food. It carried care. When the men tasted her cooking, something changed. The laughter faded. Silence replaced it. Then came something unexpected, appreciation. Rosie stood quietly in the corner, watching, waiting, hoping. And for the first time in a long time, she saw something in their eyes that wasn't mockery. Caleb took a bite, slowly, thoughtfully. The room held its breath. And in that moment, his reaction mattered more than anything. He didn't smile, not fully, but his eyes softened just enough to say everything. This wasn't just food. This was something rare. That night, Rosie allowed herself a small smile. It wasn't loud. It wasn't proud. But it was real. And sometimes that's how change begins. Days turn into weeks, and something began to shift. Rosie moved through the kitchen with growing confidence, her hands no longer hesitant. The same place that once felt like a hiding spot now felt like her ground. Outside, the ranch carried on as always, but inside, something warmer had taken root. The men started coming by more often, not to laugh, but to linger. Some brought wildflowers, awkward and quiet. Others just stood by the door, hoping for another taste. They didn't say much, but they didn't need to. Respect was growing, slowly but surely. The kitchen changed too. It wasn't just a place for cooking anymore. It felt like home. The fire burned brighter. The laughter sounded different. And for the first time, Rosie wasn't invisible in the room. Caleb, however, remained distant. He always thanked her politely, but never stayed long. Still, sometimes she caught him watching her, quietly, thoughtfully, as if he was trying to understand something about her that others had missed. One evening, Rosie laughed softly at something small, and for a moment, the whole room felt lighter. Caleb noticed. He didn't say anything, but something in his expression changed again. Something softer. Something real. Then the sky turned dark. A storm rolled in fast, swallowing the horizon. Wind howled across the land, rattling doors, shaking walls. The ranch shifted from calm to chaos in seconds. Dust and rain tore through the fields as the men rushed to secure everything. Horses kicked, doors slammed. The air felt alive, dangerous, unpredictable. Through the storm, Caleb appeared, struggling forward, carrying a small calf in his arms. Soaked, exhausted, but still pushing forward. He wasn't thinking about himself, only the life he refused to let go. Rosie didn't hesitate. She ran to him, helping guide the calf inside. Together, they worked quickly, building warmth, drying it, saving it. No words needed, just action. The storm raged outside, but inside, the fire burned strong. The calf rested. The danger passed. And for the first time, they sat in silence that wasn't uncomfortable. It was shared. "You shouldn't be out there alone," Rosie said softly. Her voice carried concern, not fear. Caleb looked at her, tired but steady. "Neither should you," he replied. And those words carried more than they seemed. He saw it clearly now. The way she worked, the way she gave, the way she cared for everyone else, but never herself. And something about that didn't sit right with him. "There's nothing worth caring for," Rosie said quietly, her voice breaking. "I'm just a woman who cooks." The words hit the room hard, because deep down she still believed them. Caleb stood slowly. His presence filled the space, but not with power, with truth. "Don't you dare say that," he said quietly. And suddenly everything changed. "You're the one who fed every hungry man here. The one who remembers what people need, even when they don't ask." His voice softened. "That's not nothing. That's everything." Rosie couldn't hold it anymore. The tears came fast, years of doubt breaking all at once. And for the first time, she didn't hide them. Caleb stepped closer. Slowly, carefully. He reached out and wiped a tear from her cheek with rough, steady hands. "You got more heart than anyone I've ever known," he whispered. After that night, things changed. Not loudly, not suddenly, but deeply. Caleb started showing up more, helping with small things, staying longer, finding reasons to be near her. One evening, under a sky painted in gold and orange, he stood beside her. "I don't want what people expect," he said. "I want someone real." And this time she didn't look away. The wind moved softly across the prairie as he took her hand. The same hand she once hid, now held with care. And in that quiet moment, Rosie realized something she never believed before. She wasn't invisible. She was chosen.